Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for October. I hope you guys are doing well. I am going to take a second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Capricorn out there. So guys, really just take what resonates for you. Leave the rest for someone else. We're going to start with your current energy, Capricorn, and then we're going to look at the month of October, week by week, all the way to the end of October. As always, don't try to force yourself into a reading that's not for you, or even a portion of a reading, guys. All right, Spirit, what would you like Capricorn to know for October? Capricorn. All right, so Capricorn, you are starting out with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and you have the Ten of Wands. So you may be having a difficult time opening up, offering your emotions to somebody. You may be having a hard time doing that. Others of you may have felt like you were turned down, and you know you're having a hard time with that. So let me see, show me the past. There's something to do with difficulty and a love offer that's either not been accepted, or a love offer that isn't given yet. Nine of Pentacles. So you're showing up here in the recent past as being single, prosperous, very independent. So you could be just enjoying your independence here as well. I feel like a lot of you, you know, offering your feelings and emotions, Capricorn, is problematic for you. It just feels like it's too much for some reason. Let me see why all this is happening. So I'm getting the feeling like there's somebody who enjoys their freedom. Ace of Swords in the reverse. There's a lack of clarity that's underlying this reading. There could be somebody you're definitely not talking with. There were a lot of problems in that connection, and it wound up, because of the problems, either you're holding back from them or them from you. Show me what's on Capricorn's mind. The Queen of Cups. You could be thinking about a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer sign, but there's somebody here that you have feelings and emotions for. So you've got love on the brain here. Let me see what's coming in October. Show me what's coming in October for Capricorn. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're walking away from things that don't serve you, things that are not making you happy. So let me see how you're showing up. Show me how Capricorn is showing up in this reading. The Strength card, strong, courageous, which is very much in key with this Nine of Pentacles here, where you're very independent, very strong. You're showing up here as very courageous, though. Let me see, very, very bonded to nature as well. Show me the energy coming towards Capricorn. The Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. You could have somebody that's coming towards you that has recently ended something. Be careful though, because this can also indicate false friends or family members that are not, you know, looking out for your best interests. And it can also indicate somebody who may be money hungry. They may be looking at you for money, financial reasons. Show me Spirit's advice for Capricorn. Judgment in the reverse. Spirit's saying, you know, use good judgment. Be careful what you're investing in here. Make sure you're using good judgment. Let me see the outcome at the end of October. The Nine of Swords. A lot of anxiety. Yeah, that's a lot of anxiety. Possibly losing sleep or not being able to get to sleep. Worrying about things. Bottom of the deck is a Fool. Oof. So underlying your reading here, you're dealing with some sort of a risk, some sort of a new beginning that you want to take a risk on, or that you may be doing so. There is somebody who does not want you to take that risk, and they're going to try to tell you, and maybe even multiple people. There are people who are trying to prevent you from taking this risk, this new beginning. And they're like, they may be kind of like little ankle biters. They will never shut up. They just keep yapping. but they're trying to keep you from taking this risk, keep you from taking this new beginning. So let me see. Let's clarify. Spirit-wise, the Knight of Cups in the reverse for Capricorn. There's that Judgment in reverse again. So I feel like you're afraid of making a poor judgment call with regard to feelings and emotions. So you're keeping those emotions to yourself. We have the Chariot in reverse. You don't know how to move forward with this. You don't know how to move forward, and I feel like you're overwhelmed. So you do nothing. You just think about it, and you really you don't do anything. There's fear that's holding you back. You feel overwhelmed. So you're just kind of afraid to move forward. Let me see why the Nine of Pentacles is here. You may have gotten very comfortable being single for somebody out there. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're very guarded. You're very guarded here. So you don't open up easily with regard to your emotions. I feel like you're holding on to somebody though. You're holding on to your independence, but you're also holding on to somebody that you have feelings and emotions for. But you're so guarded here, Capricorn, and so afraid of making a bad judgment call that you literally just do nothing. You just kind of sit and do nothing. You want to take that risk though, but I also feel like there's other people in your life that are interjecting and saying, hey, you know, you don't want to mess this up. You don't want to do that because, you know, blah, blah, blah. All right. So why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Oh, so why all this is happening is because there was some sort of deception that was here. It looks like possibility of lying. It could have just been that there was deception that was revealed and now you're no longer talking to someone, which is another reason why you're holding back your feelings and emotions, because that poor judgment was already used. Did you accuse this person of lying maybe? I don't know. There was whatever the deception is, it's a known thing. You know about it. It's out in the open. And I feel like there's somebody you're not communicating with. So let's see what's on your mind. Show me what Capricorn is thinking about. Oh, you want to party with this Queen of Cups. Yeah, you may have met this person at an event. You might be thinking back on those memories. I feel like this person makes you happy though. And you think about this person, you develop feelings. You want to party with this person. You want to get together. You want to go out. You want to, you know, do things together. So let's look at October for Capricorn. Show me October for Capricorn. I'm getting the real clear feeling here, Capricorn, that there's somebody you want to spend time with, but you're afraid to step out there. There could have even been some kind of an altercation. I don't know. Queen of Swords reversed. Two of Pentacles. Nine of Cups reversed. Strength card reversed. Five of Cups, Empress in reverse, Seven of Cups reversed, 10 of Swords, and we have the Magician in the reverse. All right, so I feel like in October, there's something here you're walking away from. I feel like you're walking away from anger. You're walking away from things that are unbalanced. You're basically walking away from things that don't serve you. Now, in the first week, I do feel that there is someone in your energy that is angry. There's an angry person in your energy. This person may have walked away from you and cut you out, or you could have walked away from them and cut them out. But there's a sense here of trying to bring balance back into that situation, but I feel like you're not interested. You're just not interested. There is a sense here of you not getting what it is that you wanted with somebody. And it could, so I'm seeing it in two ways. I'm seeing if it's somebody you walked away from, you're not interested. If it's someone who cut you out and walked away from you, I feel like you feel that you didn't get what you wanted here in the situation. Either way, I feel like you're trying to balance out your feelings and your emotions. I also see you making sure that you're being very careful with your money in the first week of October. You are kind of in a situation for some of you where you're having to rob Peter to pay Paul. And so I feel like it's a delicate act, and you hate being in that situation, Capricorn, because Capricorns are usually really good with their money, but it could be that you're overextended in some way. So I do feel, and that's a fear of yours. It's definitely a fear of yours. In the second week of October, I do feel like there's a situation that does come up that brings about a fear reaction, possibly even depression. It's a situation that you feel a sense of lack. You're feeling a sense of lack, feeling a sense of something that's not growing the way you thought it was going to. And it's bringing out a fear reaction in you. I don't know if it's a relationship or if it has to do with finances in some manner, but it's bringing out fear in you. I do see you feeling a little depressed about the middle of the month, really kind of looking back at the past, almost feeling like, you know, there's just no love in your life. You're feeling very unloved about the middle of the month. In the third week, I do see that there is clarity that you're gaining. Whatever kept you feeling down, kept you feeling a little depressed, you're getting clarity on it in the third week. You're understanding why it's not growing. And I also feel like some of you are realizing that there is a situation here that is not going to grow. I do feel that by the end of October, you feel like you have no other choice but to end something. And I feel like that is part of the walking away that we're seeing. And I feel like it's going to be painful, but it just didn't manifest the way that you wanted it to. And I do feel like you are manifesting something here that has not quite come in by the end of the month, but it's underlying. So it could be anything. I just feel like there are people in your energy who are trying to dissuade you from taking this risk of a new beginning. So let's see your energy, because here we have strength in the reverse, but in your energy, it's in the upright. So let's see how that happens. All right. So we have the Six of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Emperor in the reverse. So I do feel like you're showing up here as trying to be very strong within a situation. There is this energy of you wanting to move out of chaos and move into something that is much more peaceful. However, I don't see you actually taking the steps to do so. It's like you're thinking about it, you're trying to appear very strong, but when it comes to action, there's a lack of action and there's a lack of taking charge of the situation. And so you got to be very careful with that, Capricorn, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You can't just desire to have that change happen or to, you know, feel or make yourself look strong in a situation. You have to actually take the steps and take the action. So, and there's a reluctance here to take control of this. So let me see, show me the energy coming towards Capricorn. All right, we have the Devil in reverse, we have the Three of Swords, and we have Temperance. So you could be dealing with another Capricorn or possibly a Sagittarius. The energy that's coming towards you is somebody that has experienced an ending. They have exited a very painful, very toxic situation. I do feel like this is somebody that is definitely still healing. For others of you, I am seeing that there is somebody who wants to bring balance and peace to this situation. There could have been a third-party situation, and this would be somebody who I do feel is, they don't want anything that's toxic. They don't want any third-party energy, but they do want to bring balance back to this. This would have been somebody you may have had an ending with. Be very careful about friends or family that give you advice. I do feel like the advice is there's no malice involved, but I feel like they're misinformed in some manner. And I feel like their advice could bring about some heartbreak. So be very careful about that. Let me see. Spirit's advice. Why is Judgment here? Show me Spirit's advice for Capricorn. All right, so there's that 10 of Wands. We saw that in the beginning of your reading. We have the 9 of Swords reversed. And we have the 2 of Cups. So Spirit's saying, don't let all these problems get you down. Just make sure that you're using good judgment. Stop worrying about everything. There is an indication that if you want to reach out, you should. This is a soulmate. Yeah, Spirit's saying there might be problems in getting there, but don't worry because your soulmate is coming in. Yeah, you just have to make sure you're exercising good judgment, particularly when you're feeling overwhelmed. All right, so let's look at your outcome. Because Spirit is saying don't worry about things, but we have you worrying about things. So show me the outcome for Capricorn. Two of Swords. The Star card. The Moon in reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles. So you have a decision to make, basically. I feel like you're kind of going back and forth. It's a decision you don't want to make. And I feel like you're doing it to protect your own heart in some manner. You're trying to be fair. You're trying to be even about things. But it's like you don't want to make this decision, and that's where we're seeing you not taking action, not taking control of the situation. Understand, Capricorn, that not making a decision is a decision. Not taking control of this, not taking action, all of those are decisions. They're just decisions by default, and it's actually what's creating your anxiety. Now, that anxiety has to do with feeling rejected, feeling abandoned. I could be talking to Capricorns here who are, they have rejection or they have abandonment issues. But I do feel that there's definitely here a sense of anxiety. You could be feeling anxious about walking away from someone and leaving them out in the cold as well. But understand that at the end of the day, this person knows what's taking place here. With the Moon in reverse, things are being revealed. Anything that is hidden is going to be revealed. But in actuality, it's going to bring healing to the situation. So you're just going to have to man up or woman up and take control of this situation and make the decision that needs to be made. Whatever it is. I can see it's overwhelming, and I can see that it's something you don't want to worry about, but at the end of the day, not making a decision is making a decision. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Wands in the reverse. This is underlying energy. I do feel like you're growing impatient for something new to begin in your life, and I also feel like, whoever it is that's trying to hold you back and, like talk in your ear or hold you back, you're quickly making that decision within your head, not in the 3D, but within your head, that's not where your future is. So essentially, I feel like you're wanting to move forward, Capricorn. There's somebody who's stirred your emotions. You want to meet up with that person. You think about them. This likely ended because there was a lack of clarity, possibly lies and deception that was here. So I feel like this ended, and I feel like you're still thinking about that person, but I feel like there is others that are in your energy that are kind of keeping you back. They're holding you back. And Spirit is saying, even in spite of the problems, don't worry about it. Use good judgment, and that soulmate is coming in for you. But you have to take charge of the situation. Yeah, you have to take charge of it. So, yeah, you got a lot going on here. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. pulling for Capricorn. All right, so you have the Veil, and it's talking of the future. So give me just a second. I think that's a really pretty card. All right, it says, the ancient Celts used to call the time of the longest night of the year Samhain. They believed that there was and that's Halloween now. They believed that there was a misty veil that separated the world of the dead and the living, but on 2 nights of the year, which is Halloween and Beltane, which is the shortest night, that the veil would thin. The fineness of the veil meant that the ancestors were closer than ever, and even the gods could be close, or would be close. This would mean that communications from the dead were more likely to occur, and that divination, where the divine speaks through something, would be more effective. So while using this oracle as the veil lifts, know that the other worlds are close. Listen in particular to what messages may come forth around your future. Look to what you want to happen, plan, set intentions, think big. So it's basically telling you, Capricorn, that now is a good time for you to enact things that are in benefit of your future, you know? So you got to take action. You got to take control. No action is a decision as well. All right, I hope that this has been helpful. If you have resonated with this reading, please hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Capricorn, know that you are loved, and namaste.